Houston's original neighborhood downtown is for everyone. It's our open-hearted home for our biggest celebrations and our treasured hidden gems. Come explore downtown with some amazing free events through Downtown Houston Plus, like the summer trivia nights at Trebley Park throughout the summer with topics like The Office, Taylor Swift, and more. Learn more at downtownhouston.org. Downtown Houston, get energized and revived. It's hot outside, and you can cool off from the heat with the summer exhibitions at the Contemporary Arts Museum, Houston. Explore the unseen dynamics of Houston's Freedmanstown with Theaster Gates's The Gift and the Reneg. Or visit otherworldly planets and ecosystems with Olivia Erlanger's If Today Were Tomorrow. Admission is always free at the Contemporary Arts Museum, Houston. For more information, visit camh.org. I'll see you at the Contemporary Arts Museum, Houston. Today on CityCast Houston, there's something magical about hitting the open road in the summer with friends, family, or even just by yourself behind the wheel. And with so many fun destinations to choose from, I'm calling on Houstonia Magazine's travel editor, Sofia Gonzalez, to help me put together a list of the best road trips to take this summer. It's Thursday, June 27th. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. Hey, Sofia, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I can't wait to get your recommendations on some of our best road trips that we can take from the city of Houston. And we're going to break this up in a few categories. So we're going to do 1 hour away, 2 hours away, and then 3+ hours. But before we start, I need to ask you a personal question.
Of course.
What is your must-have on a road trip?
Oh, my must-have. I have to have a good podcast going.
Oh, CityCast Houston, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're a podcast listener the entire time, not tunes.
No, I have to do a podcast. That's the only way I can stay focused on the road.
Nice. I love that. I have to have sunflower seeds, specifically ranch flavored sunflower seeds. And I always drive. So that's my focus thing. I got tunes, I go podcast, I go back and forth, and then I got to have sunflower seeds. I don't know why. That's just been a tradition for as long as I can remember.
Oh, that's awesome. I honestly love sunflower seeds. I feel like I haven't eaten them in forever, though. Oh my gosh, there's a text and I need to get back on it.
Yeah, you need to hit it up. Get back on the sunflower seed.
Exactly.
So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about road trips in 3 different categories. The first one is going to be just an hour away, right? So this can be just a quick trip. You can make it into a day trip. So Sofia, what do you got for us? What are you recommending?
Yeah. So mine is a little bit closer than an hour, depending on where you are in the city, or if where you are in the city as well, it can be further than an hour. But my personal favorite spot is Brazos Bend State Park.
Yes.
So I don't like to camp, and I'm very fearful of alligators that you'll find there. But I do appreciate the escape to nature and the ability to have wildlife there at like a safe distance. Plus, if you go at night, you can go to the George Observatory and you can see all the stars, and it's just so beautiful. I rarely get to see stars. So getting to go and see everything, I just feel like it's so magical to see everything in the sky.
I'll give you one tip. If you do go for stargazing, go on a super clear night and around 9:30, 10:30, you can see the Milky Way. You'll see this smoke rising up from the horizon, and it is the most stunning thing to look at, and it just gives you this sense of whole. Like, I don't know how to describe it. You just feel complete, and it's so beautiful out there. I love Brazos Bend State Park. We go there annually right before school gets back into session. We go do a hike. It's hot sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But you see those alligators just lounging, and it is scary at first.
Yeah.
There's massive alligators just laying out, but if you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you.
Exactly. I know. And it's like, I feel like just going and getting that escape to nature, you just feel so wholesome leaving.
It feels so good. Also, another great thing about that little day trip / road trip, there's a Buc-ee's on the way, so you can stop there. That's going to be a recurring theme. Like, a good road trip has to have a Buc-ee's, right? You got to be able to stop in, pick up some snacks.
Yeah, I know. It blows my mind that some states don't have Buc-ee's. Like, what do they do on road trips?
Yeah. Okay, mine is an easy one, and I think listeners of CityCast Houston know what I'm going to pick. It's Galveston. Come on. Is there anything better than going to the beach and taking that drive down 45 South? It has all the essentials. Like I mentioned, you've got to stop at Bucky's in Texas City. You've got the fun walking around and slash store hopping as well on the Strand. I think that's important when you're thinking about a destination, especially a 1 hour trip. And then you have the relaxing part of going to the beach, Sophia. Galveston is the best. I go there every single summer, at least 3 times, and I rotate, whether it be just, parking on Seawall Boulevard or going to Galveston Island State Park and just having a good time, relaxing, put your tent up. I know people criticize the water and I know people criticize the sand, but at the end of the day, it's still a beach.
Exactly. I don't know what I would do if we were completely landlocked. I have to be near a beach. I love Galveston so much. I grew up going there, going to Moody Gardens, and honestly, I feel like having Galveston right there at our disposal, like we are so spoiled. Some people don't even have a beach. So we need to be
Yeah.
more appreciative of it.
I know. And there's so many good beaches around us, right? Whether it be Galveston, you've got
Mhm.
Surfside as well. I was going to pick Surfside, but I go to Galveston more. But I know families who love Surfside. You can always do the Blue Coast Highway Drive, right? Start in Surfside, work your way up to Galveston. It's so pretty. It's a good escape and it's a day trip, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, you can even make it a half day trip. That's what we do sometimes. We'll go in the morning, get back by 3 or 4 p.m., and you're good. You just had a nice adventure. The kids love it. And I think this one is also a good solo one. So if you just want to take a break and get away from the city, go drive down to Galveston and just relax on the beach. So a good solo trip here.
Yeah, my ideal day would be to have a good book and go sit on the beach by myself. So I agree completely.
Love that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Sophia, now let's go to a road trip that is about 2 hours long, right? And look, we're going to have a little fun with this. It doesn't have to be 2 hours exact, but what do you got for me?
Yeah. So this one is a bit over that little time frame, but San Antonio hands down is the best little trip for me. I have to say I'm a bit biased because I do have family there. And also being Hispanic, it's great to see my heritage represented there with so many Hispanic Houstonians. I feel like they would also love it. Getting to see our heritage every time I go makes me so, so, so happy. And with food in my title for Houstonia, I have to shout out the amazing culinary offerings that the city has. Every time I go, I am so happy to eat all the food. So just to name some, Mi Tierra, La Panaderia, and then they also have Pullman Market. I haven't been myself. It's newer, but it's super interesting to me. My cousin said it's like a 40,000 square foot food hall and grocery store at the Pearl. And plus, the Pearl is right next to the Riverwalk. So you're there and you get to go on the Riverwalk. Like, how awesome is that? But overall, I just think that this city has so much culture and history. And of course, you can't forget the Alamo.
Yep. You can never forget it.
You can never forget the Alamo. So yeah, I have to go with San Antonio for this one.
I love that one. I have family in San Antonio. I'm there. It seems like once a month now, and it's so great. The drive is easy. Now, if there's
Mhm.
an accident on I-10, it can ruin your
Oh,
day. Look,
yes.
it just happens, right? It turns to 2 lanes if there's an accident, and then it just starts backing up. But for the most part, the drive is easy. It's a beautiful drive. You get some elevation changes. You get flowers to
Yeah.
look at. It's just so much fun. And when you get to San Antonio, as you mentioned, the food is fantastic. The people are super nice. I think the one knock on San Antonio is it's a lot like Houston, right? In that it's so big, it's so sprawling now.
Mhm.
It just takes forever to get from one point of San Antonio to the other. But I
Yeah.
love San Antonio. And I think the Riverwalk area is so underrated. I know
Right?
we used to go all the time as kids and it kind of gets old, but when you go back now with friends, it's fun. It's cool. You got a lot of restaurants. It's all right there. I
Mhm.
love this recommendation.
Yeah, thank you. I know. I feel like also San Antonio is kind of like the little brother to all like the major cities
Yeah.
in Texas. So I just had to shout that out.
San Antonio is also great because if you go there for 3 or 4 days, you can do really cool road trips and day trips out of San Antonio, right? So you can
Mhm.
go to Enchanted Rock, which is about an hour and a half away, and it's one of the prettiest hikes in Texas. You can go to Johnson City and check out their little cute downtown, right? So there's a lot of little trips you can do as well.
Yeah, yeah, make it a 3 to 4 day trip and get to go to all those places and see the beauty of Texas. And also, with Enchanted Rock, I mean, we don't have anything here in Houston. We are flat. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Our hikes are Buffalo Bayou Park. That's it.
right. That's it. And, I'm very thankful for that too.
Okay, Sophia, for my 2 hour road trip, it's not Austin. A lot of people are probably thinking, Raheel, you have to pick Austin because you went to school there. I do enjoy Austin and I do enjoy San Antonio, but to me, the better pick is San Marcos. Now, the drive is super easy. You go I-10, and then when you get to Luling, you make a right on 80, and then you are almost there to San Marcos. The crowds are smaller. You can always enjoy the San Marcos River at Rio Vista Park. You can go tubing with one of the many outfitters there as well. So they will pick you up after you're done tubing. You can go pick up some great food. And this is where it gets interesting. Austin has picked up a lot of love for their food scene, but most of the good places are in San Marcos as well. So it could be Black's Barbecue, P. Terry's, and a bunch of other Austin restaurants have just moved into San Marcos, which is about 30 minutes away from Austin. And then if you still have time to go shopping, you've got the Tanger outlets right there. You've got high-end outlets like Gucci. You've got Nike. It's so much fun. And again, the crowds are picking up a little bit, but it is still smaller compared to Austin and San Antonio. During the pandemic, we would go there all the time as a family and just hang out at Rio Vista Park. We would make it a day trip. We've also done a weekend getaway. You can go camping. There's a lot of places to camp there as well. To me, San Marcos is the little hidden gem of Texas.
Yeah, that's fair. I was debating on saying New Braunfels because I am a fan of the Kamal River. That shoot is a little scary,
Yes.
but I love a good day on the river and just tubing with my friends. I feel like that is the perfect summer getaway, and the water is so cool. I know some people complain because it's too cold, but with the heat that we have, I think it's perfect.
At this point, yes, anything below 80 degrees water temperature wise is perfect. I like that bonus pick.
Yeah, thank you. And my friends do live in Austin, so I will go to Austin and then I drive there. So it's also a good little day trip depending on where you are in Texas.
Hi, I'm David Plotz, CEO of CityCast. Or, as I can say now, thanks to a few weeks with Babbel, hola, soy David Plotz, el jefe de CityCast. What if in 2024 you got a little bit better every day? When you're learning a new language with Babbel, that's exactly what you're doing. And if Babbel can help me start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks, imagine what you could do in a full year. I got started with Babbel because I realized that my girlfriend, who's a native Spanish speaker, and my son, who's in AP Spanish, were conspiring against me, or I thought they were conspiring against me in Spanish. I wanted to know what they were talking about. And now, thanks to literally just a few weeks of Babbel, I'm starting to be able to eavesdrop. It is rare that something so fun and simple, and Babbel is super fun and very simple, is also so useful. So here's a special limited time deal for CityCast listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for CityCast listeners at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Okay, Sophia, we are now getting to our big pick, and that is the 3 hours plus. This is basically the entire United States, right? You can pick whatever you want, but give me your best road trip from Houston that is 3 hours plus.
Yeah. So this one is one I have yet to go on myself, but I'm going to say West Texas and specifically Big Bend National Park. So I've had a couple of friends who have done this trip recently, and their pictures alone made me so jealous. With Texas being so big, this is a drive that is on the longer side. I think it's about 9 hours. And I've heard it is so worth it. It's a scenic drive with many different landscapes, and there are tons of options for hiking and other activities once you're there. Or if you want to go to a place a bit closer than Big Bend, I also have to recommend the Hill Country. I am a huge fan of Fredericksburg and I love the various wine tours that are offered. And on top of that, my favorite honky tonk is there. It's called Crossroads.
Mhm.
I know anytime I go, I have such a good time. So I have two recommendations for everybody here.
Sophia, I'm so glad you picked this because now I'm going to be your tour advisor here. I have done that drive to Big Bend and it is magical. It is going to take you a while, right? It is a long drive. It's going to be about 10 hours plus, but you break it up where you can go to San Antonio. Then the next day you go to Kerrville and enjoy that area. There's a lot of different places where you can stop and look at some caverns as well. And then you can go to Marfa first, then you can go to Big Bend in that area. So it is absolutely worth it. The mountains are stunning. The hiking is second to none. There is so much to do in Big Bend. You can't do it all in one trip. It is nearly impossible. But if you do want to check it out and see the park inside, I highly recommend doing a canoe tour. That's what we did when we went as a family. And you really get to see parts of the park that not many people get to see because the river cuts through the inside of the park and it is so beautiful. I can't recommend this enough. The one thing I will say about going to Big Bend during the summer is that it's going to be hot. Okay. So do not complain and please be prepared. Pack lots of water, check out safety precautions, make sure you're not hiking during the hottest part of the day. Be careful, be ready, because again, it can sneak up on you when you're out there. It is desert heat, but it is absolutely stunning. And the stargazing right now in the summer at Big Bend is the best.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to gather a group of my friends and finally head out there. I feel like that will be so much fun. And that road trip, I would have so many podcasts. I'd be so happy.
Yeah, this is a great one for friends. I would say this is a great one for family as well. So you can rent a really big van, like a 16 passenger van, drive that, take multiple cars. This is not a good solo road trip. I will say this right now because the driving is a lot. Again, it's 10 plus hours, depending on how fast you're going, how many stops you're making. So not a great solo road trip, but just one of the best family friends trips you can make.
Yeah, I cannot believe I've grown up in Texas all my life and have yet to make this road trip.
Sophia, for my pick for 3 hours plus, I'm like you in that I really want to make this trip. It's on my bucket list, and this is going to Gulf Shores, Alabama. Now, for whatever reason, that area has had a huge resurgence here lately, and I have so many friends who go there every single summer. It has become the place for summer road trips. Now, the drive, it's going to take you about 8 to 9 hours, but here's why it's perfect. You can go through multiple cities. You can take a break in cities like Baton Rouge, Mobile, Alabama, and there's a lot of different little road tourist attractions as well on I-10 heading east. So I want to check this out and it looks so beautiful there. I was researching this earlier thinking like maybe we could do it this summer. But my youngest daughter she's just too young right now. She's not going to sit in a car for 8+ hours, right? She's under 2 years old. Maybe next summer is when we do it, but I really want to make this road trip. And I hear so many good things about it.
Yeah, that actually is one that I have yet to take as well. But I have friends growing up in high school who would go every summer, and the pictures were so beautiful. The water is gorgeous. I know a lot of people try to go to Destin, Florida for their road trips, but this one is so much closer and it is just as beautiful. So I agree with you. I want to do that road trip soon.
Yeah, same here. And every time I bring this up with my wife, I'm like, hey, we should go to Gulf Shores. And she's like, can we just fly there? And I'm like, no, we cannot because that's the charm of the road trip, right? Like getting in the car together for 8+ hours, knowing that this destination is getting closer by the mile, stopping, making these memories on those tourist attractions on the side of the road. And it's just so much fun having, bad fast food the entire time. Those are the memories I grew up with. And that's why I love taking road trips, especially longer ones like this.
Oh, yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the best part about a road trip is making all those memories. I grew up going to Monterrey, Mexico, back when it was on the safe side to drive. And I think the most fun that I had with my family was the actual drive there.
Yeah, those are the memories you'll make forever. Sophia, thank you so much for sharing some of your recommendations with us. That was a lot of fun, and have fun out there if you are going to make some road trips.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this conversation with you.
That was Sofia Gonzalez. She's the food and travel editor at Houstonia Magazine. I've linked all of our road trip ideas in our show notes. And tell us, what's your favorite road trip to take from Houston? Our contact info is in the show notes, so please let us know what to add for next time. That will do it for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new. Yeah, it is 80. I knew it. All right, cool.
You're like, I knew this.
I knew it. It was like, I've done it so many times, but just wanted to be 100%.